to tell you something very important. So I've not said this thing before. There was this my friend, let me say a friend, she works in a bank. So due to over familiarity, the lady, she was ordering our products. So this lady ordered something and sent a receipt. Do you know what she now did? Because I trusted her and maybe my staff, because of the trust I had for her, also trusted her. She kept recycling the same receipt. Yes. She kept recycling the same receipt, and she has used this receipt over and over and over again.
That's actually wicked.
So it was one of my staff that noticed it. He said, ma, why is this receipt always having the same reference number? The same reference number. I said, are you serious? So I now checked. Lo and behold, the alert was not even in the account. Same thing. I had to just chat. I ordered the phone. I said, yeah, try, good news. So she just says that maybe I've noticed what she was doing all this while. So immediately she came online.
So then that was your friend. That's a wicked though.
A friend that even knows my husband.
Terrible.
So I kept asking myself, boss, what is happening? If you don't have the money to buy, why not just respect yourself? Why do you have to bought somebody to know that this person is a business person? Person is accounting. So why not just forget about it? Must you want to buy?
Successes, right? The wins, the losses, the quiet times, the loud times. Oh, we have to cry in secret, we have to cry in public, we have to do a whole lot of things. This is Founders Unfiltered podcast. Here we say how it is. No mincing, no hiding, no covering, no showing of just successes. Here we'll tell you where the dead bodies lie in the water so you don't climb on them. You get that right? So welcome to Founders Unfiltered. I am your host, Ebo. And today, drum rolls, I have somebody on set. Before I get there, let me just tell you, we're just very few in this world that practice what we study. Don't worry me. But then it's actually a very nice thing when you get someone that studied a particular thing in school and then gets to practice it. We'll get to live your dreams. It's amazing to have the one and only. Should I tell them? It's amazing to have the one and only CEO of NOL Foods, Mrs Chinonye Atoma. She has been a solid inspiration. I mean, lately I've followed her posts and I've got to read a lot. And you get to see her share stories of where she started and where she's going, where she is and where she's going. I mean, this woman is an inspiration. You've ever had to test NOL Foods cafe or shawarma or waffles? Oh my god! And you get to this place and you wonder, is it this place that all of this thing is coming out from? So, man, they're doing an amazing work, and you are an inspiration.
I just praise.
But obviously, you are. For today, we wrote to you because you are in a very delicate field, business, and most importantly, you are in a city where we see it as being really small. Here, referrals towards. Here, we know almost everybody in this side. Don't mind me, I'm exaggerating, but I mean, where we know a lot of people in this town because of how small it is. And you're doing really great. So, I mean, there's so many people that are also doing the same thing you, but they're not really doing really great. But I know they will eventually. Now, you are icon.
Thank you.
Welcome. Welcome to Founders Unfiltered. How do you feel today?
I feel very good. At least being here is a privilege. I feel very happy to be considered to be here.
Oh my god, I feel like crying. Someone give me ketchup. Oh my god, thank you. I feel it's an honor for us. You don't get to talk to women who are really brilliant, very kind. But the most times we get to talk to them, we don't take it lightly. We take it like a sincere privilege. And I must say that I have been privileged to meet a lot of very, very intelligent minutes. So I do really great. Thank you very much. Thank you for doing business for 7 years and not quitting. Thank you. Because 7 years is a lot to want to run away.
Of course, is enough. Though with all the challenges, all the trials, with all the insults and everything, so it's possible that somebody can keep up. So why didn't you run? Because I love money. Because I love money, of course, and I love independence. So I don't feel always going to the man or to ask for money is the ideal thing. So you could be should make him, of course. There you can support. Oh, that's why I see. And I'm not giving up exams.
Oh no, you don't have plans, so you shouldn't even have plans because people like us will find you. It's tries. If you try, we'll find you. But how's business been so far? 7 years down the line, what would you say?
Pretty good for everything. Like, I did not appreciate the offers to exist. Coming from someone that just came into town, I didn't know anybody.
I was 8 years ago.
I was 8 years ago, and I was pregnant. Oops. So I was pregnant for my first child. So, Union Bank in the animal will, they healed my husband to you. So we came in good faith. And I looked around the town. I saw how women were really, doing well, thriving, of course. So I told myself that I'm a woman, I can still do something for myself. And let me chip in, I'm a lecturer.
Wow.
So I let
Did you
go.
not tell me that? Sorry. What are you not? I'm asking again. What are you learning?
I'm a lecturer. I'm a lecturer in K States. College of Health. So I came here with my husband. I was still lecturing. I wanted something to do with my extra time. That was how I started.
But you still lecturing?
Of course I do. How do you come by? I travel. I travel a lot.
Hey.
But because
This will pass through.
but because no food already have a structure. So I travel, nobody notices I travel. You understand? So we have people that are already implying the messages. We have target out there. We have a manager that is, capable. So I travel and nobody notices. Call back and business is still going on. I'm here, business is still going.
That's the power of structures. Okay, we've had a session before I would talk about passion and structure. And then we came to an understanding that you need passion, yeah? But you need structure to stand that business. So I really appreciate the fact that somebody else is putting a thumbs up to that conversation or revalidating that conversation, that you need structure so that you do not need to be in the space for the space to function.
Exactly.
And that's something that lots of women are trying to do.
Of course.
And I'm very sure you'll be open to mentorship because a lot of women want to learn how to actually structure their businesses. That's what we do in Founders too. We link mentees to mentors because we believe that you can have passion, you can have finances. When you see mentoring, it does something to you. Someone will be there to hold your hand, to take you to places or to show you paths where on a now it means that I'll show you the stage. Yes, so we do that a lot in Founders. I will be glad if you lend us your hand to give to somebody else. Could be a university student. We have founders on campus, young female founders on campuses, different campuses. I was studying at all very soon. But these people are yearning for advanced people who will be able to hold their hands and show them at least put them on the right track. Some mentorships can't take, some can't, because we advocate for the field. Last students, they don't have money. Our founders don't have money. Always available. Okay, thank you very much. So today, we came to you articling on the kind of business, okay, right? Who? Hey, God. In this city, referrals, okay, family, okay, relationship, informal networks, formal networks, circles, cliques, community, church, everything comes up like one tiny part of your business. They find a way to influence or affect your business one way or the other. Okay. Am I speaking your mind or is it in my head?
No, you're speaking the truth. in one way or the other, it affects the business.
It does, right? Now, have you had challenges where these things have affected the business? Let's start positively.
Okay?
Positively. All of this, even not all of them, some of them, family ties, friends, informal sectors, church, community, have they, in one way or other, impacted your business?
Of course, firstly, family. Family had really impacted positively into the business because judging from when I started, there were moments I got tired. I got tired at those moments, those big moments. You see my husband in college.
Well, your husband is a he's a he for she. I agree. I saw him yesterday and he was saying, I'm like, what I said, oh, sir, sorry, sir.
So he's a very strong factor. There are days I go to bed, I cry. Days that you get what you don't expect, for customers, especially when I started. I go to bed crying, you see him consoling me. Don't cry though. That's how business is. He keeps painting this picture of his mom's business, how she grew it. And this is not my first experience, but that was my first direct experience with customers.
I want to share what it could be. Can you tell us one experience, like one actual experience?
Okay, there was a time let me just say one that is very important. There was a time somebody placed an order for parfait. So I kind of delayed, with the whole pressure and every other thing. I was rushing. Then I do deliveries myself. That was how I started. Okay. So I was rushing to do this delivery. I was with my son at the back of the chair, at the back of the car, So we were moving. Because of pressure, I was trying to speed up. At the roundabout, we had a serious accident. So my car got damaged. A lot of things happened. So the customer kept calling me. Where is my store? Where was my parfait? And the person didn't even know I was there. So I believe that probably the person is not interested in what just happened.
Customers, yeah. And
So
we did not.
and I needed to still deliver. So what did I do? I had to leave the car. I entered keke
With your son.
with my son.
Hey, sacrifice.
I still went to deliver. And I came back to where the car was. So I had to get a mechanic that will fix the car. I got home that day, I was crying. I said, what kind of stress is this? I was saying, who said me? Oh, so I got home, I was crying. When my husband came back, I already told him, see what happened to the car. So he told me, don't worry, it's part of the whole experience. He was a bit angry, but at least thank God we are alive. So I was crying. He kept encouraging me. The next day, I did not open for business. But after that day, after the next day, he now told me, what's happening? Have you stopped the NOL Foods? I said, no, I cannot stop. Oh. He now said, oh yeah, it's time to start again. So at the end of the day, we are here. So that's how the exam.
I say, if people get to tell you what they actually go through a business, people should sometimes be afraid though. Don't tell someone that is about to start what to go through a business. So, they may stop. They may not even want to start again, But then, platforms like this would let you see that you can go through battles in business, answer command looking or playing, all paying. And then there's some battles that will come up later and you're like, I've already seen this one. Oh, I'm stuck up my hand, But let's look at the negatives. Because they talk about your husband. I have a husband that's very supportive, so I can relate. I can, 100%. I can. But we also know that. I'm not going to take family out away. I'm still going to leave it in the line. Okay? The negative parts of all of this exist, of course. I would say things like friends looking for discounts, friends trying to make decisions for you, they don't know boundaries, family don't know boundaries, community feeling like, oh, it's not Chinonye. I know her. Go here. Dead. Okay.
So I'm happy about.
Yeah. So what's been that negative part of all of this? Okay, before we talk about boundaries.
Okay, I want to say something very important. Business is what fits you. It's what secures your future. You understand? So, as you say, they need to create boundary to create business of course. So, when I started it, I had very few friends. In fact, coming into it, I didn't have any friend. I just had a friend that was a colleague. Then with time, I started, for some customers come friends.
Yeah.
You understand? So based on you are just starting, you want to get customers, you don't want to hurt anybody.
Is that possible?
Very possible, yes.
They don't want to hurt people.
Yeah.
You've not hurt anybody before.
No, I'm not saying
In this
no.
business.
In the when you are starting, you have to pet everybody. So you just want to please everybody. They'll promise you, I will refer my friends. I'll do all those promises that come with business. So they'll promise you,
I'll be visibility.
yeah, exactly. I'll
I will
post
promote
you.
you.
So all those promises were coming, and I had to. At the point, I was like, I have to start defining my business. I have to start creating technology because some of them will not come back. I want you to give them products or credits.
That's a problem.
So, and when at the end of the day you want to get your money, it becomes a problem. It's like, oh, why are you pestering me? It's not just common. Then I was selling 1.5. It's not just common 1.5. What is a 1.5?
A very big problem.
Because if you don't collect your money, how do you pay even the suppliers
Or the work.
or the workers? Okay, then I didn't even have much workers. I just had one. Compared to now that we are like 80 and working at NOL Foods. So then it was like a whole lot for me because I found my major problem was paying the suppliers. So when you go to these people and you want to collect their money, it's a whole lot. Some of them end up getting angry with you. So at the point, okay, something happened along the line. There was this lady I trusted so much. She was among the people that really encouraged me. So one of the days she called, I supplied, I kept calling this lady. How far now? Where is my money? The lady will not say, okay, don't worry, I'll send it now. I'll send it. Check your account. I kept checking the account for money that I did not see. So it got to a point where I was not calling her and she was not taking her calls. So I felt intentionally, of course. I felt bad because for somebody I trusted, So I think it was that particular lady that made me to that thing. I said, no, this can continue. If you can't pay for my services, that means you don't need my. I don't value the services. So I had to create boundaries. No more credits.
So
Credits.
now I did that in one of my businesses. Before you could walk in, and okay, let me use the laundry. So the laundry room. So I pick up, you pick up. Okay, I'll send the money. I send the money. Then we were very few. We had the same people back of house servicing with front and all of that. There was no proper structure. Then one day I told myself, I had a conversation with my husband. I was like, we need to hire a front desk. And I'll need to take myself away from the business. Now, if I had someone that will come in, you will bring clothes, will service the clothes. The bills were piling and piling and piling and piling. And then we'll send you an invoice. And then you'll post us. And you'll post us. You'll post us, I'll post us. One day I said, it can't happen like this again, no. Because when you say for salaries, your staff will not understand whether someone is, even if they're the ones seeing what, they don't think the person has paid you, So I drew the line. Boundaries had to come in. This one that I actually revere a lot. So the next time he came, he made it from in CRS. And the girl said, I can't remove it because about minutes. I had to put it on system. When this guy went, great just moved. This guy said so many things. I'm not coming back to your place. It's sad. You will come.
That's a problem now we have in business. Thank God for the offline show. Because when I was away from the house, I didn't have all these opportunities. But mainly we left the house and we came, offline, store. First thing I did was to place somebody in front.
Yeah.
Because I noticed that that first time I was always present there. They will see me. They say, oh, so you are NOL Foods. I've been buying from you since.
It's not discount.
Exactly. It's not even, where is my gift? So they are expecting free things from you because they have been buying from you, which is not bad, but let it be defined. When you are ready to do the gifts, the discounts, it should come from you. It should come from the heart.
Not pressure.
Exactly. So, and I don't know how to say no. So most time when they come like that, I'll just even think now, sorry. So when they come like that, I'll just find something and give them. That is why I run away from projects.
If you don't know how to say no, give me 200 liters of packing. Say no.
So that you tell them now you can go back to my village. Anyways, I can even say yes to that. So everybody will enjoy.
Well, okay. I like the fact that you've been able to define boundaries. I feel like every business, it's not just women, should be able to define their boundaries. Yes. But I also understand that over time you have built relationship, not just that woman. Okay. Not just that woman. You have other friends. This is 8 years. So it was made of new people. But the new people you met between the first year and the 8th year, have you had any cause to shade out people because of issues like this? Because it cannot just be one person.
No, I have a lot of friends actually, but the thing now, I did something good for myself. I had to remove myself from all the paying channels. For example, if a channel's on WhatsApp, I'm not the one there plan.
Okay.
So there's no room for, oh, please give me, I will pay you later. Because as they are telling them, they are telling you, please, they cannot send that product without payment. So when you call me, you're not there, you're not seeing me to make any kind of payments. You're seeing someone, seeing the staff, and we have business principles. They know my principle. Number one is don't send out any product without payments.
And confirmation.
And confirmation. You understand? So, okay, I want to tell you something very important. So, I'm not said this thing before. There was this my friend, let me say a friend, she works in a bank. So due to over familiarity, she was ordering our products. So this lady ordered something and sent a receipt. Do you know what she now did? Because I trusted her and maybe my staff, because of the trust I had for her, also trusted her. She kept recycling the same receipt. She kept recycling the same receipt, and she has used this receipt over and over and over again.
That's actually wicked.
So it was one of my staff that noticed it. He said, ma, why is this receipt always having the same reference number? The same reference number. I said, are you serious? So I now checked. Lo and behold, the alert was not even in the account.
Same thing.
I had to just chat. I said, I ordered the phone. I said, yeah, try, good dose. So she just says that maybe I've noticed what she was doing all this while. So immediately she came online. So
that was your friend. That's wicked though.
A friend that even knows my husband.
Terrible, terrible, terrible.
So, I kept asking myself, boss, what is happening? If you don't have the money to buy, why not just respect yourself? Why do you have to bought somebody to know that this person is a business person? Person is a copy. So why not just forget about it? Must you want to buy? So what? At the end of the day, we settled the goal thing. But I'm just telling you where this thing is hot. Because I've become familiar with this lady. Even my people kind of know her. She's a regular customer. She had the audacity to do what she did.
And for me, stuff like that would just, I'd walk away. I'd walk, like, I don't know, but I feel like if you love somebody so well, a friend, right? You should love what they do. You should also value what they do. And intentionally trying to not just hurt their business, which you know is dear to them, except it's not dear to the person. It's a selfish act, and friendship is also selfish. But did she work at it? Did you work?
You just resolved it.
8 plus 2 friends.
They're not friends. They're not friends, but not be friends again. How is it possible? Yeah. So the only thing I did not do, because she kept begging me I should not please come, report to her branch. Maybe her branch manager, because it eventually cost her job. So the reason I did based on, because of friendship, is I didn't take it official. Because I know if I've taken it, it will be something on my own. But I just made a secret.
Maybe I think that's why every business owner should also learn how to make decisions not on impulse. Because for me, before I used to be an impulsive decision maker, I just do it. Maybe if I was in your shoes at that time, I would have just called up. But now I've been able to sit back, analyze. It's a different set of leadership now for me. I'll sit back and analyze a particular scenario, play it out in different ways. I think that's what you also did. Yes. You then to be upset, but now play it out. If I do this and do that, this is what will happen. So you bring in empathy. All of leadership also empathy.
I told myself that NOL Foods will not be Jeni's own things. And fortunately, it doesn't.
She's happy.
So something else happened, so it's not my business.
Okay, so let me take a pause and introduce NOL Foods. I have a little summary of what NOL Foods is, because on this podcast, we're also interested in promoting brands. We also believe that visibility is never enough. Never enough. Yeah. So NOL Foods is a trusted brand for healthy, refreshing meals in the EU. And I'd like to put it to you guys that it's not just with you. Recently, I saw this woman pack order. She wrapped it with fragile tape and she said, going out, others leaving soon. So not just in the EU, order from anywhere. It offers nourishing, well-prepared options that combine great taste, freshness, and wellness, making it perfect for anyone who wants to enjoy refreshments without compromising on health. NOL Foods is 7 years now and running. It's not about to stop anytime soon. And one thing you should actually keep in mind is that it's coming from someone who was trained in this field. Mrs Chinonye has a background in nutritional biochemistry. What does that mean? When experts handle your food, you're sure of good health. See, I've introduced you like this. If you continue to read your CV. Come. But Chinonye, so let's talk about business, Liran. Have there been times where you wanted to run, pack up, lock shop? Not the one that person hits your car.
Of course, Dove. Of course, sometimes we feel tired of doing the same thing over and over again.
So what do you do to spice your routine?
The truth of the matter, I tell people to breathe it tea. Because when your strength is low and you have a good tea, you are there to be feeling that space. There are days I wake up, I don't even feel like going to work. But I have 3 people that are already that they know what to do. We have laid down rules and make fishes. This is what you do when you come to work. If you want to mix perfect, this is a quantity, this is a measurement. You know. I'm not just the one doing all those. Where I'm more like the brain. Because I've trained people. So when I don't feel like it, there are people there okay. So what I tell people is you cannot do it alone.
Well, you can't.
You can't do burn out. Of course, you burn out and you need a team that is accountable.
And they can see the vision.
Of course.
You can understand it.
At the same time, you carry them more. You don't have to be selfish. You just want all the money in your pocket, you know. So you carry them along. You tell them, you remind them every day, this is what I have a plan. This is my plan for you. They see your hearts. You know, they feel that closeness. When they have issues, they are there for them. When they celebrate birthdays, they are there for them. You know, so they know that we are here. We are all, we are together in this. So they don't even give up. Sometimes they even work more than me. I'll tell them it's okay. Oh. You see them, they're still working.
I can also relate. So, because I have an amazing team. So I can relate. I do. And that makes it easy to do a lot of browser. Okay, so the question before we start winding down. The winding there's always like another 3 questions, so let's brace up for the winding down. Let the person, what has been your greatest challenge in business? I'm not talking about when you started. That is a different thing. When we start business, there's challenges. You have challenges with structure, staffing, sourcing for products, raw materials. You have structure. You even have challenge with yourself. Okay, close, right? Some people even have the issue of believing in themselves. You start a business today, or let me just give a clear example, right? Start a business, maybe because someone has said something to you to demoralize you. You just you allow that thought to run in your head. I have a lot of people that I've been able to listen to, and that's always a problem. So let's say, for instance, you start a full business, not for the normal food, right? And then someone will, maybe one particular day, the recipe they don't just stick.
Okay.
But you know how to cook. It happens everywhere. And someone walks in and says, this food is not nice. You know, it's very demoralizing. It takes a lot for you to come back to form, you know, and then the person shows from that business to the next one, listening up, because it just feels like if the person said, oh, 2 people on that particular, there are 3 people, that means it's not good. And they move away from this. You know? So people have that problem believing in themselves, first of all. So, but that's always like any problem. But once you get to listen to conversations like this, to know that that can happen, maybe once in a while it could come up, it's different. You just live by it. But generally, away from your first 2-3 years, let's talk about your 4 to 7 years, right? What has been the most challenging thing for you? I want you to say this so that somebody out there who feels like, do I conquer year 3? I've made it in life, but understand that in year 4. She's saying that you'll continue.
Okay. I think the most challenging thing in business is woman management. Managing customers, managing your staff, even managing your family. Because most times, as a business owner, the man who don't have much time. 24 hours is time. Yeah. Because come back home, you're tired. I try to create time for my children. Then managing human beings, because there are times you might have issue with customers. How do you manage them? As you see, there are times they might want to talk down on your product. This is a customer that will buy from you over time and knows, okay, this product is actually nice. Just one day off, the person talks down on your product.
I could say it in front of people.
In front of people, they'll say, don't buy from this person. Imagine all those kind of stuff.
Forgetting
all the good times. So managing people is actually difficult. Even managing staff. Managing staff is actually very difficult. In fact, your work is to talk. You don't stop talking. You continue to talk.
Don't you think you're burned out?
That is part of the work. Then you go and rest. So you continue to talk. You continue to remind them. Because these are staff. They are not you.
True.
You carry the vision.
They have their own life to live.
Of course. So they might not want to kill themselves as they normally say, you understand? But you are the one that they carry the vision, you know what you want. So what you do is to encourage them to align with your vision. So you don't stop talking. So managing these people is very difficult. So I think that's one of the greatest challenges.
So you're doing an amazing work, you know.
Yeah.
No, you are. You have to own it. Own it. Say I am. Okay, so let's wind down. If you're to look at an 18-year-old girl today, okay, just finished secondary school, probably written Jan once or twice, and she walks up to you, she comes to your office, maybe comes to buy NOL Foods, perfect, and then she sees you, and she walks up to you and tells you, oh man, I like what you do, but I'm a bit confused with life. Take yourself back to when you were 18. What would you say to her? We're being confused with life. I have the passion to start this business. I want to start this. I want to go to school. I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to do. No, at 18, you have a lot of things running away. It was at 24. That's the peak for most women. It wasn't at that point you're confused because at 24 or 22, 24, you're leaving school. I want to get a paid employment. I want to chase a passion. I want to chase one skill or the other. But that 18-year-old girl or your 18-year-old self, what would be the advice you would give to?
Okay, I'm tell the person to take it one step at a time. As an 18-year-old, you need to go to school first. That is number one. Some people say school, but school is very important.
School is not scam.
Exactly. As much as we don't have opportunities like that, you can create opportunity for yourself. But first of all, you have to have the experience. You gain the experience. Number one, you meet people while in university. You know how to interact. It teaches you how to interact with people, how to manage people, how to manage lecturers, because it's like a building field. You understand? So go to school first. When you graduate, you settle in and ask yourself, what do you want? A lot of people are just after money. They just want to make money and
because life is getting tougher by the day. So you see what you experience at 18 is not what these guys are experiencing at 18.
Okay?
Yeah.
Things are changing.
Now the world is moving very fast. There is tech, which is really taking over the entire space.
So they're seeing this thing and they're seeing opportunities. Now, what we saw as opportunities were offline opportunities, right? So you need to strive, you need to work, you need to do this, do that, and technically you need to go to work. For these guys to go to work, okay, and they just believe that they can do whatever at the time. So they need a different kind of motivation. They need a different kind of guidance. That's why at the beginning of this podcast, I asked that question: are you open to mentoring young people who may seem confused? They have the know-how, they have the skills, they have the talent. They just need someone to hold their hands and work. Okay, my problem with thinking about the money early is most times is the lack of management. That's what the middle bit of example. So I'll paint an example for you. When my sister traveled to the US, so she was making money. If she was making money, she was seeing money. And coming from someone that have handled money, I kept telling her, "Nne, you need to manage yourself." She was still very young. You need to manage yourself. You see her giving her money here and there. I'm not saying giving is not good, but you give with caution. So at the point, I think last year she started realizing herself. I told her, but I told you, when you're not prepared to handle money, you handle it carelessly. But first of all, as you said, mentorship is very important because if you meet somebody that can mentor you, there are some mistakes you avoid as a young person. You understand? So, as a young person, I feel number one, they should get a mentor. Number two, whatever they'll bring the money is still very good. You jump on it. Number three, knowledge is very important. You go to school. So, and if you have passion in something, please don't give up. Because at the end of the day, is that your passion that will bring the money to you. There are people that are selling clothes in the university now. When they graduate, they're not even looking for work. They just continue what they are doing. When I finished school, I walked around Port Harcourt looking for a job. For almost 1 year, I didn't see any job. So if I had something I was doing and I continued, what I would have done was just to continue with it. Yeah. But I was still trying to find my path. You understand? So I did a lot of things. I wrote books, I did music, nothing I did not do. Yeah, just so I don't have an album. So I'm just like all these things are distractions. We can use that song as background song. All these are distractions. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Yeah. They're not passion. I was just looking for money. They're not passion. So that's why all those things dropped when I started making money. So if it was passion, you see yourself continuing that particular path. So some young people, as we say, they need a mentor, somebody that even when the money starts coming, someone that will guide them how to manage it, how to invest. I hope you open your doors to us when we come back. So we start Founders on Campus Tour, we would need a lot of mentors. Because we are very sure we cannot carry all of that on our back. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming on the show. I thought it would be very, very interesting. I don't like stopping the conversation, but yeah, thank you very, very much. Yeah, well, sincerely honored to have you on set today. Share your story, share insights. It's been an amazing time. Trust me. Thank you. It's been an amazing time. And I look forward to having these conversations. Maybe even be on a podcast, maybe an event or something. We have this platform so that we can also hear from other people. If you're playing in your field alone, you may not know what's happening outside. Yeah. So thank you very, very much. Thank you. Yep. On behalf of the team, have something little to say. Thank you. Thank you for coming on our show. God bless you, child. It's beautiful. Very camera, am I showing you? Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Just take a few pictures. Okay. Okay.
Let me take a few pictures. And I want to say thank you for coming on the show. And this is Founders Unfiltered podcast. Showing on Founders Unfiltered on YouTube. The channel is on the screen. And follow us subscribe to our channel on YouTube, Founders Unfiltered, Founders. Also follow us on our socials, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Founders. Do well to grab a copy of our magazine. That magazine is about women. Don't worry, we're women-centric. So, we don't some men support your pseudo. Grab a copy of our magazine. Attend 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or multiple of our events. Trust me, you will like that. I can assure you.
I've read the work.
You've been to what you like today?
Good.
So please attend, join the community, impact a young woman around you, impact a woman around you, show love, be anything and everything you can be in this world. Be a kind person. The name is Yime Owegimo Epo, and I am your host, and I'll be your host, and you'll keep seeing me on Founders of Food. Bye.